Last month, I offered this to everybody to earn. So if you placed your order before the end of last month, $50 or more order before tax and shipping, then you got this kit mailed to you. So today we're going to be making all 3 of these cards together. So if your kit arrived, go grab it and you can craft along with me. Let me show you how to make them. So we're going to start with this little kitty cat card. Isn't he adorable? And it starts using your Summer Splash cardstock, which is scored at 4 1/4. And we're going to just fold that in half really quick and run the bone folder along it. That gives it a nice crisp edge. Then we're going to add to it a piece of the Boho Vibes Designer Series paper, which is absolutely adorable. Now, Summer Splash is a retiring in color. So if you haven't grabbed your supplies of that yet, you want to make sure that you go over to the Last Chance list shopping area on the Stampin' Up website and get that ordered. There is a shopping link in the description below. And then I'm going to grab some more Summer Splash and some basic beige. Now, the basic beige we are going to score. So we're going to score this really quick. I'm going to grab my scoring board and we're going to score this this is at 3 1/4. So I'm going to score this at 3. Oh, yeah, 3. I'm going to score this at, 3 and 3 1/4 on all 4 sides. Well, on these 2 sides. So I'm doing just a 1/4 inch score line here. 3 and 3 1/4. And then the same here, I'm going to do a 1/4 inch score line and then the 1/2 inch score line. And I'm going to flip it around and do the same thing, the 1/4 inch score line and the 1/2 inch score line. Love having this score tool. It makes scoring so much easier. Now I'm going to attach that to the Summer Splash cardstock. Okay, just like that. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And then we're going to attach that to the card base. So if you're new here and you're thinking, I want this, you can hit subscribe because in a few days, I'm going to be sending out the cutting sheet for these cards by email. And at the end of this video, I'll show you how to get it in next month's free kit, how to get next month's free kit too. All right, we're going to put that down there. Then I'm going to get a little bit of stamping done. Right, we're going to do get that open. So I got to get my little kitty cats. So we're going to ink this up in basic black. It's in Memento Black. So black ink, guys. And we're going to get the kitty cats stamped. And I'm also going to go ahead and stamp the greeting since I have this black ink out. We're just going to ink that one up and we're going to stamp that in. Have the best day. Perfecto mundo. All right, let me get that black away before I start wearing it. So now we're going to color in our little kitty cats. We're going to start with some smoky slate blends. And I'm just going to kind of add some of the dark along the edges here. Nothing, you don't need much. A little goes a long way on the dark. So we're going to just kind of go around the perimeter. I'm going to grab his whiskers there. This doesn't have to be perfect, okay? We're just going to add a little bit of color on the perimeter. Makes for some nice shading. Give it a little bit more here. Right? So don't forget to subscribe because you're going to want these cutting instructions that'll go out in email in a day or two. Probably by Tuesday, you should see it in your email. That's always great, right? Plus, I always share lots of other ideas and things like that too. So my emails are usually pretty friendly. I don't send too many, but you will get some great stamping ideas. Let's get these along the edge here. And grab my whiskers there. Then I'm going to come back in with the light, the smoky slate light, and I'm just going to fill in the rest of the color here. I'm not going to spend a lot of time blending this because the gray is pretty blends pretty fast. So we're just going to give it a little bit of color, right? Gotta love it. I hope everybody is enjoying getting these free kits each month. It's always nice to be able to have something that you can stamp along with, right? So if you're a free kit earner, go ahead and comment and let me know how you are enjoying these little Cutest Crew cards. Well, that's a tongue twister, isn't it? Get these all colored in. And again, if you want to earn next month's kit, when you place an order for $50 or more during the month, it's got to be done by the end of the month. You'll get this kit mailed to you towards the beginning of next month. So you have it in time for the class because you want to definitely have to have the ability to stamp along, right? And then I'm going to add in some dark Calypso Coral. I just color in these butterflies real quick. It's not going to take too long to do those, right? I love having just this two-tone color, just this gray and this coral. It's so simple, but yet it's got this great pop of color. All right. And then we're going to die cut this using the Cutest Crew. Boy, that is just twisted my tongue like no tomorrow. We're going to grab the die to cut these out. Okay. Let's get these, get those cut out, right? Die cut those. And then you end up with this cute little row of kitty cats. And I forgot to add some ribbon. So I'm going to just kind of try to, if I can get this lifted and get that up underneath there. I forgot to add ribbon on this. Hopefully, if you forgot, if you're already ahead and you've already taped this down, don't worry about it. You can always add just a knot. In fact, let me do it that way and show you what we're going to do. We're going to add a little strip of ribbon right here. This is a cheater way of getting it done, right? And we're going to add a little bit of tape on this side and a little bit of tape on this side. Right? Just get a little tape on that. We're going to go right over there and we're going to lift the edge and tape it under right there and do the same thing here. Get that straight. I'm not high enough either. I'm just going to get the little edge there and get that over the top and then lift this edge up and tape that down, or you could skip this part too. That is totally another way of getting this added. But the more important part is this little knot. So if you use liquid glue and you can't get the edges up, don't worry about that. This is going to give you plenty of color and texture on your card. And we'll grab a glue dot for this. Okay. Just like that. And we're going to add a little ribbon right here. So that'll definitely get it so that you can still put that in there. Clip that off there. Right? Perfect. Perfect. Love it. Love it. So then we're going to get these little kitty cats on dimensionals. Should get a couple of them there, right? And that is going to get put just above the ribbon. I'm going to go a little towards the right and then above. And then my have a best day, this is really easy just to clip those, right? You get a nice little, a nice little design, but you don't spend a lot of time on it. And we're going to add a couple of dimensionals here also. All right. And boom. And we're going to put that over the top of this ribbon here. I'm going to go over and I'm going to clip this a little bit more so that it's more in the area that it needs to be. Give these a little bit more of a clip. There we go. Fit it in there a little bit nicer. There we go. Now what I also have already pre-die cut just to save some time out of Calypso Coral, these little butterflies that come in there. Now aren't those just stinking cute, right? And I'm going to grab take my pick tool and some liquid glue for these. I'm going to flip that over, add a little bit of liquid glue on there, and put it right there. Love my take my pick tool, don't you? I'm sure you guys love yours too. This is too much glue on there. Let me try that again. My glue bottle is just oozing. Let's just get a little dab of glue there and put our little butterfly here. That's always adorable, right? And then one more, same thing. I'll get a little bit, which is way too much glue. Let me get some of that off there. And we're going to put that one right there. And then you have this really super cute little Cutest Crew card. Okay. Isn't that adorable? Even though the ribbon still works, right? Absolutely adorable, is it not? Okay, let's move on to the next card. And that one is going to be this, the one with the Cinnamon Craze right here. Okay, I'm going to get that one. And we're going to start with Cinnamon Craze cardstock, which is also scored at 4 1/4. We'll get that folded in half. I have like glue stuck to something. And get my bone folder again and get that covered up, get that nice and crisp there. Okay. Then we're going to start with the cloud cover cardstock and a layer of basic white that I've already embossed with the plaid embossing folder. Fun, fun, fun. I love this plaid. It's just, you get a lot of texture in this one because it's a 3D embossing folder. So you do get a lot of texture in this one. Okay. And then we're going to put that right in the center of the card. Right like this. Perfect. Perfect. Now each of your cards is packaged together, so you should have no problem finding which card to use and all of the supplies to do that because they are packaged individually for you. So they're easy to find, and that way you can stamp and follow along very quickly. So this is another piece of the Boho Vibes Designer Series paper put on cloud cover. And then we're going to put that straight down, no dimensionals on this. If you want to use some, feel free. And we're going to put that right there. I think I'm a little crooked. Astigmatism in my eyes, and that never helps me any. Then I have I think it's a 2 1/4 inch circle here, and I'm going to get the birds, and we're going to stamp the birds. Right, we're going to stamp them right along the bottom edge here. I'm going to go pretty low. Perfect. And I'm going to stamp them again on a scrap piece of basic white paper because we're going to have to color these. And I'm going to grab the happy birthday stamp. Get that here. And I'm going to put that above the birds. Perfect. Happy birthday. Get my black ink out of the way so I don't wear it. And we're going to color, not this piece, we're going to color this one in with Daffodil Delight. Okay. And again, I'm just going to add some dark around the edges. Perfect. This is really easy. The dark goes a long way. You don't need to put a lot on there. It really starts to blend in very, very quickly. I just want to go around the perimeter there. And then the light, which again, we're going to just kind of blend it lightly. I want that outline to be a little more defined on these because it is such a small image. I don't want to blend it fully. It gives it a little more depth to your image when you have that outline a little bit there, right? And then I'm going to use the dark Calypso Coral and get the beaks colored in. This one, because the way we're going to die cut this isn't super important, but you do see a little bit of it once it's die cut. So then the die cut for these are the little individual birds, right? So we got these little individual birds here, right? So we're going to get those die cut. And you end up with these 3 little pieces here, right? Aren't those adorable? We're going to get this little circle and we're going to attach that to a piece of the Calypso Coral that I've die cut out with the Spotlight on Nature. So it has this pretty little edging on there. We're going to attach these together. Maybe, right? Get these attached together right in the middle. I'm going to get my Old Olive blends and I'm going to go right over the top of these little grasses here just to make sure that I added a little bit of color on the base part. And I'm going to get mini dimensionals. I think this is probably the most that you're going to need. And I'm going to put one down in the center of each of these birds. And I do find that it's easier to put the dimensional on the image that you want to cover rather than try to put it on the little tiny bird here. I find it a little easier to line it up. So we're just going to get one in the middle of each of them. And then we're going to go ahead and put these right over the top of the stamped image, right? And they'll line right up. So you don't have to like figure out where was the placement. The placement is already there. And get it so that when I see if I can get my little eyeball to show up there. I'm trying to keep my head off the camera. And that may or may not work out very well. Let's go this way. That's better. Okay. And then this last but not least, our little guy that's peeking out over here. Same thing. And you have this really nice little dimensional circle, which I'm going to add more dimensionals to this one. I'm going to do just 3. 3 is enough on a circle. You don't really need to do 4. You could if you really wanted to, but you don't have to. And then that's going to go right down in the middle here. Voila. I love how this paper coordinates with these little birds, don't you? And then we're going to add some of the cloud cover ribbon. And this I'm just going to make a knot. Nothing fancy here, just a simple little knot. Get that tied up. Get my scissors and cut the edge here. That works. And a glue dot. I find it easier to put my ribbon against the glue dot rather than try to pick up the glue dot. And then that way I can just pop it right back down on the project. And you have another super cute Cutest Crew card with the little birdies chirp, chirp, right? And then last but not least is our little puppy dog one, right? So that's all you dog lovers out there. This is great. And then don't forget your email. You're going to get an email in a few days that has the cutting guide for all of these. So if you're not a subscriber, don't forget to go ahead and subscribe to my newsletters. The link is in the description below. But to make this card, we're going to start with some peach pie cardstock that is scored at 4 1/4. We're going to, again, run our bone folder here, get a nice crisp edge here. And then we have a piece of basic white that is embossed with this dotted circles die, which this is on the last chance list. So if you haven't seen this one yet, it is an amazing folder. You might want to, again, go check out that last chance list. Find my tape. I lost my tape. We're going to put this right in the middle. And I did emboss this so that the circle is a little bit offset. It's kind of to the right side of the card, hence the nice simple layout, except for I put this in the wrong. I don't have this in the right size here. Yes, it is. This is the wrong size. Oh my gosh. I can't believe I have the wrong size of the peach pie cardstock. That's crazy, right, guys? So we're going to quickly get one cut here. Wow, I can't believe I did that. Quickly get that cut and fix that. I am just I'm a little bit short. I must have cut it at 5 1/4. And we're gonna get this folded in half and do the bone folder. Now this is the trick here when you have the you didn't do a score line. If you hold those bottom edges, you still get this really nice, simple score line, right? You don't have, it's not super necessary to score it, but it does work. How about if I put my offset circle in the right direction, right? Get that over there. Then I also have already pre-cut a piece of the Cajun Craze cardstock with that little puppy dog paws that come in the die set. So you have quite a few of the stamped images you can actually die cut out, but you also have some of these great accessory pieces. So this is going to need to be done with liquid glue. So again, this is like really squeezing out of here. A little bit of this glue goes a long way. It's not like you need a lot of it, right? It does go pretty fast. I don't know if there's just a humidity change or a pressure change, but my glue doesn't normally do that. It's usually it only happens when I travel on a plane. I've got one little spot here that's not out of the die. And then when I get home, it's like, oh, geez, I got this going like no tomorrow. We're going to put this over the center here. So I use liquid glue because it's really, with all these little holes in it, it's kind of hard to actually have that be down there like that, right? Then I have already punched a circle, Cajun Craze circle, and a circle out of, again, some of the Boho Vibes cards, designer series paper. I'm going to attach these two things together here. And I will be putting this one up on dimensionals, right? So we need some of these. 3 is good. This is a pretty small circle. Don't need too much of it there. And I'm going to actually put that on a little bit of an angle, but I want to put it in that circle that's in the embossing folder. So it kind of like radiates away from that. So that's kind of cool, right? And then another element that I've cut out with some of the peach pie cardstock. Peach pie is also a retiring in color. So if you don't have that, you want to get it, now's the time because it's on the last chance list and it will be gone. I'm going to put that right across there. Just a little bit additional color here. And I want to, there we go. Perfect. And then we're going to get some stamping done. Okay. So we need a couple of pieces of cardstock here. One of them is going to be for the dogs. So we're going to stamp those in Memento Black so that they're nice and colored, or nice and vibrant with a nice little border edge there. And then the greeting, I might as well stamp that while my basic black, I keep saying basic black, while my Memento Black is out. And we're going to just pop that right in the middle on there. Get this out of my way. I always look at it. I already have it on my hand. I always seem to be wearing black ink. I don't know what it is about it, but I do get it all over my hands, right? So we're going to color these guys in a little bit with the, I'm just going to use the light gray because I just want to go along some of the edges. I don't really want to color the whole image. I'm just going to get a little bit of it. So we're just going to do some light shading here. Nothing super busy, right? I just want to do a little bit. I'm going to get just a little bit on the tail, a little bit of an outline. I'm not even going to do the whole thing. Just going to get it like spotted here and there because I just want to accent these pieces. I don't want to color the entire animal in. It's just, this is more of a just a highlighting technique. Give him a little bit of color down there. Let's get some here. Doesn't have to be, like I said, I don't want to color the entire animal or little puppy dog. He's cute, isn't he? Give him his ear here. I love doing these just where it's a whole lot faster. You don't have a lot of coloring. It's more of a shading. Perfect. That's nice and light, right? And then we're going to add our color another way here. So we're going to get our old olive, and I'm going to do my leaves on my flowers. Oh, missed one there. And I think I'm going to give his little tag a little bit of green too. And I'm going to get the dark coral, and I'm going to do this flower, and I'll do, no, that's all I'm going to do on that. And then we're going to do dark daffodil and do a couple of the other flowers. So we have a little bit of variety in color there. And I'm going to do cloud cover, and I'm going to do this little guy's scarf in cloud cover. And I'll do light Calypso Coral, and I'm going to do his scarf in light. I'm going to go ahead and add his tongue in there too, right? And how about this little guy's little tag? That looks good. And then we'll get that die cut out, and we end up with this. And I have it pre-die cut just so that you don't have to watch me die cut, but I forgot to color that flower in. Okay, so this is going to end up on dimensionals, and let's get a few of them in here. Right, that works right there. Right, get the dimensionals in there, and then we're going to add it to the card just over the top of that little add-on little piece there. Okay, and then our greeting, I'm going to do the same thing where I just do this little bit of an angle, gives it some character, and we'll get a couple of dimensionals on that also. 1 and 2. Great. And then we're going to overlap that just a little bit onto that little element that's down there. And then again, you have that cute little puppy dog, right? Isn't he adorable? So let's bring these back in. We have the cute little puppy dog, we have the birds, and we have the really pretty little kitty cats, right? So whether you are a bird lover, a cat lover, or a dog lover, there is a little bit of everything in this stamp set bundle that you can choose. Now let me show you a little bit of a sneak peek too. We always could deserve sneak peeks. Check these out. Look at that guy card. Father's Day is going to be around the corner here, right? And then we have some cute little, how about if I flip it around so we can see it? We have You're Flippin' Awesome with some shrimp and mushrooms and kebabs. And then last but not least, we have a happy birthday to the grill master with some little hot dogs there grilling away. So this is next month's free online class. And if you'd like the contents of all of this mailed to you, don't forget to place your order by April 30th. The link is right below. Don't wait on that one because it's going to be mailed out to you the first week of May. And you're going to want to be able to get these cards made. There are some other greetings if your father's not around, then you can actually just change this to happy birthday. So we have some things that these can be some great guy cards, and you will be able to get that free kit in the mail, and you can stamp along with me. The class is going to be the third Sunday of the month. So you'll have at 11 a.m., just like this one. So it's a once a month free class, and you'll be able to get all of these
So
things. you'll be able to get that whole card kit. How about if I close that door so you don't have to see how yucky my storage closet is? But you'll get all the kit for all 3 of these cards for next month. I hope that you totally enjoyed doing the Cutest Crew cards with me this month. And thank you for your order last month for those of you that received that kit in the mail for free. And in the meantime, I want you guys to all have a stamp happy day. Bye now.